Bring into the show from House Oversight, we welcome back Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, it's always a pleasure. It's great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us. So Congresswoman Lauren Boebert said after the Secret Service briefing that drugs were found at the White House 3 times since last year, talking cocaine and marijuana.
Yes, this did come up in the briefing, and so one of the things, and I want to be very straight with you, Liz, is some of the stuff is sensitive information. You are talking about security protocols at the White House, and so there's a lot here I'm not going to be able to tell you, but we do know the instances. From my conversations that happened today with Secret Service, it is somewhat difficult for them to try to pinpoint the actual source of this cocaine showing up in the White House.
So were people outraged at the briefing? I mean, were they angry? Were they furious and upset? I mean, this is the White House.
Oh no, members were very upset about this, and so I think what's also happening now is Secret Service and the White House administration is actually going. They were having a conversation right now about some revised protocols, because at the end of the day, this cannot happen. And so I think the frustration from the American people, the frustration from members of Congress is, you're talking about one of the most secure installations in the world. How could something like this show up in there? And so I think that they're going to have to do some revisions to the way they proceed, and then we'll see how that looks.
Is Congress going to investigate? Because Republicans say this is a cover-up.
I'm not going to comment on that one yet. We'll see where we go. I know Secret Service ended their investigation today. We want to review their report, their memo to that, and then we're going to see where this goes. It could happen, but I can't fully commit to that.
Let's get into this. Republicans say they've got smoking gun emails showing Hunter Biden and executives at the Ukraine energy firm that Hunter sat on the board of, Burisma, did talk about how to do counter messaging to shut down any investigations into Burisma and its founder, Mykola Zlochevsky, that this links to Joe Biden's pressuring to fire the top prosecutor of Ukraine, who was investigating the founder of Burisma. What do you know about this? What do you think?
Well, look, I'm telling you right now, these emails, in my view, are explosive. This is just more evidence to the fact of what we already know, that according to the FBI's confidential human source, this is the FBI source, not somebody who came to Congress, they went to the FBI. What we know is that the human source said that Joe Biden took $5 million, that Hunter Biden took $5 million, and this was done to put pressure on Ukraine to get rid of the prosecutor looking into Burisma. Now these emails support the information that's in FBI Form 1023, and they support the allegations from the confidential human source. So like I've been saying for quite some time, it's clear to me that Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and Jim Biden, by the way, let's not leave out Jim Biden, they were involved in a foreign influence peddling public corruption scheme. And at this point, what we're trying to do is follow the money to then see the actual flow of dollars to Joe Biden and to Hunter Biden.
These are really serious bribery allegations. There's allegations of audio tapes, too. I mean, these emails we're talking about were sent just a month before then Vice President Biden went to Ukraine, threatened to withhold $1 billion in U.S. aid if Ukrainian leaders didn't fire their top prosecutor, Viktor Shokin. He was fired less than 4 months later. Reports say it was for incompetence and corruption. So all of that ties into also this. The reports that Hunter Biden was on an email chain talking about getting the Democrat lobbying firm Blue Star Strategies to lobby the Obama White House about helping out Burisma and its founder.
No, that's exactly right. Again, what you have here is full-fledged public corruption. Another issue we're having here is that obviously it appears now that Hunter Biden was operating as a foreign agent, unregistered. Paul Manafort got thrown in jail for that. But what happened to him? Nothing. And this is the problem. So number one, it definitely speaks to the public corruption that does exist with Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. And I think it's important that in the press, they got to stop trying to separate the two and treat Hunter Biden as if he's just some lost soul child. The man's 52 years old, or however old he is. He's older than me. And that's ridiculous. We got to get to the facts and the reality. This is public corruption.
Okay, so let's stay on this. Blue Star reportedly on a conference call that the Obama-Biden team held about Biden's trip to Ukraine at the beginning of December 2015, before Biden went to Ukraine. That means the Obama White House let in a Democrat PR company that worked for Burisma to take part in a conference call about Biden's trip to Ukraine. And, they were under investigation. Blue Star Strategy reportedly under federal investigation From the same U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware, they were investigated Blue Star reportedly for foreign lobbying rules. This is the same office led by U.S. Attorney David Weiss leading the investigation of Hunter Biden's business dealings. Final word.
No, I totally agree with you, and this is what's frustrating, because it seems that there is a look at this information and then it goes nowhere. And what frustrates the American people, and to be blunt, what frustrates Republicans is if this were Donald Trump, they'd be moving at warp speed to bring some indictment. Or in the case of public corruption, Nancy Pelosi moved at warp speed to impeach him over a phone call. What you have here now is them getting money from Burisma and them using their political power here in the United States to get a prosecutor fired in Ukraine and to actually put out disinformation in the United States using the weight of his office at the time. You put that together with the fact that it's pretty clear to me, and we're going to find out more next week in the Oversight Committee, that you have elements of the Department of Justice who are slow walking, stonewalling, and covering up this activity. And so we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Congressman Donalds, thanks for joining us.